Welcome back to the Crown Chronicles with your host, me, Ashley Nicole, where we talk about the audacity and the gall for you to be who you are in your most empowered state, which is no less than a superhero, magical, amazing, multidimensional being. I welcome you all here today with me. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment of presence and breath just to make sure we're all here. Just come back into our body with a cute little breath for ourselves. Okay, we'll do another one just in case, Beautiful. I want to thank you for being here. Yes, obviously listening to the podcast, but in general, thank you for being in this lifetime, being able to just contribute to collective, just consciousness and everything that is happening in the world. Sometimes we need reminders that we matter. And so you more than matter. You're just delicious. So just sharing some love with you first. Speaking of love and authenticity, though, we are going to talk about deconditioning from everything you were taught or told to be in this life, and you becoming the magical unicorn, authentic, soul and heart-led self that you are. Me personally, as of right now, I'm in the U.S. I know it's embarrassing, but we're here. And I am a biracial woman. I do speak a few languages. I can understand a few more than just two. And, I am a woman. And there are certain stipulations that are plastered onto you, whether they're stereotypes, expectations from society, the government, community, ethnicity, all of the things. And I say all of that to say we all grow up with expectations of us, whether they were implied, whether they were generational, whether it was something we just never fucking questioned. We were like, yep, nope, that's just how the fuck it goes. That's just what we do. And it's heartbreaking because you're told who you are before you can create or decide who you want to be. And I don't mean from the ego where it's like, well, this happened to me, so I'm choosing to be a cynic, or I'm choosing to be whatever else because the past is shaping me. It's no, as a blank slate, you choosing who you want to be and what really brings your soul that peace. And deconditioning is one of the hardest things you can ever take on as someone living on this planet. Yeah, I cannot say, I have to watch myself. Okay, I can't be the stereotypical angry black woman. Okay, so suppress my feelings, even if it is genuine anger and rage. Okay, got it. Then, I'm a woman in the U.S. And so either my body is for consumption or it is for use, or I have to fully just be a prude and not honor my body. I don't have autonomy over my body, even in scenarios where it should be fully my fucking decision on what I do with my body. So, okay, there's that. Then there's the conditioning of I was born in an inner city, and, inner city has you have to be street smart. But then, I grew up in the 90s. So it's was I a nerd? Was I weird? Was I off? And there's everything that society tells you what to do and who to be and stuff. And by the time you're 18, do we know who we are? And you want me to pick what the fuck I'm going to do for the rest of my life? I don't know who I am. So I for fuck sure I can't make that decision. And I think it's absolutely preposterous that that's how a lot of societies are. Just that make your life decision at 16, 17 years old. Make sure you're working towards that. And then in Western societies, it's like, okay, get a good job, work 9 to 5, pay off the debt that you got because you went to college and all this other shit. And again, that was another conditioning, because it was like, okay, high school, go to college, get a good job, work the rest of your life, get 2 days off a week. And I was just like, who the fuck decided this for me? And I think so many of us have always questioned, hey, yo, did I sign up for this? And it's funny because in high school, so I'm into college, I would say all the time, like, you know what? Fuck this. I quit. I want to be a duck because I don't remember signing up for this shit, which that's a whole conversation. We will get into the soul's journey and soul contracts afterwards and what you decide before you come into life before this lifetime. Anywho. And so the deconditioning is, I think we all crave it. I think we all want to create who we want to be. And then we realize what it takes. And we're like, oh, pump the fucking brakes. I don't know. No. Where's safety? Let's go back. And then you're sacrificing your just essence and your soul greatness. And you feel it. It's almost like a two selves tearing at each other, because it's just like, well, I don't want to fucking go that way because I don't know what the hell is over there. That's the unknown, which is your creativity. But it's the unknown, and it's scary because now I have to be completely stripped of everything I fucking knew. But then if I go back this way, I got to pretend that I'm okay with shit that I've either questioned, doesn't sit right, I don't want to explore anymore, and I'm fucking tired of. And it's a strange place to be, because when you get that invitation from God, source, universe, whatever the fuck, who is actually your higher self, when that invitation comes to you and it's in the form of like, I feel not great where I'm at mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, energetically, all of the illies. That's one of the greatest invitations. And it's also one of the most terrifying invitations. Why? Because that invitation is you coming back to you. It's you getting to become you. Fully, completely, beautifully. And it costs. It's a lot of fucking work. It is a lot of work. And when you have also attached your identity or multiple identities to different labels or places in the world or titles and such, that's one of the hardest things, because it's when you lose that, not even lose it, when it's stripped from you, there is no sense of who you are. So let's say multi-billion dollars. Oh, no, you know what? Let's actually take one of my favorite movies, Doctor Strange. He was a multi-millionaire. He was a surgeon. His hands were his greatest tools. He was known for being an asshole, and that was stripped from him. But it's because he had a higher calling that was reaching out to him, and it was himself. And it was, how are you going to fulfill your soul's, just like even desire? Fuck purpose. We're not even going to get into purpose because I have some qualms with that phrase. Anywho. And so the deconditioning and releasing of everything from the past, and I mean every fucking thing, is a crazy ass ride. Welcome to your fucking spiritual awakening. I don't remember when I signed up for this shit, but it is a spiritual awakening. And it's everything just goes on a vacation away from you. And then you are left as a blank slate, tabula rasa. I think that was John Locke that said that in psychology. And that's exactly what it is. But unfortunately, the world, they use tabula rasa as a child, as a blank slate. That's what it translates to. However, they're not really a blank slate, because even in utero, they are inheriting the nervous system from their mother. They're also inheriting like the necessities and stipulations of society or their family and expectations and such. So are they really blank slates? But then you get the opportunity to actually become a blank slate, and it's fucking terrifying. But it's, oh my God. I've mentioned that it's terrifying like 7 times. It's honestly, though, one of the most liberating, beautiful, majestic, awe-inspiring, reflective times of your life. Spiritual awakening, no, they're not fucking easy. Hell the fuck no. But they are the greatest gift, because you get your greatest gift, which is yourself, by the way. And so I feel that when people are, even in the beginning stages, when they start feeling that come apart, which can be dressed as depression. I don't know why I'm sad. I don't know why I am lethargic. I don't know why I don't want to do shit today. And like, work sucks. People around you are just feeling weird as shit. And it's, your soul's just saying like, yeah, I'm tired of pretending. I'm so fucking tired of pretending. And then you get to take off your masks. And it's great. But not only in the masks, you get to reprogram everything. Deconditioning is not just removing the masks. It's taking everything that was programmed into you, whether it was, by growing up, that you didn't really sign up for. And it's just like a new computer software. That's exactly it. And it's great. It's great. I say that on the other end of an 8-year spiritual awakening. So, that's a thing that's happened. And so if you catch yourself at any point saying like, yeah, fuck this. I don't know how to unplug from, what's a huge condition that we deal with in the US? Let's say it is the work ethic one. Hustling has been glorified since ever. And then as a woman, now I also have to work twice as hard, because now I need to prove my value to you. And I also have to work in strange ass going against my natural cycle's conditions. And that's just deeply programmed in us. And it's like, well, I'm going to hustle, and my sense of self comes from what I produce or proving that I'm worthy of something. And that's just not it. And when you unplug from that, conditioning or that program, you may feel strange as fuck, but the people around you that are still deeply indoctrinated into it definitely have something to say about it. I remember when I was working 17 fucking hours a day. I'm doing 2 jobs, working 17 hours a day. And I'm just like, that was my identity. I was like, I'm a hard worker and I can do this and I make this much money because I was trading my time for money. And that was who I was. And then being told to sit down multiple times by my higher self, I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit, because I didn't have any worth after that. The conditioning that was coming away, that I was breaking away from, was my self-worth was based on what can I produce for someone else who's obviously making billions in the fucking world. And I had to trade my time for money. But then I was also paying taxes into a system that really didn't have my fucking back. And then everything else that came from it, it's always a windfall. You think it's one seed and it's really just one ripple of change. And so coming away from that, it takes a very strong individual. And no, you're not born with that strength. That is built. As you are stripping one expectation or program away, you are building the strength and the empowerment within yourself to say, you know what? Not only do I have this, but I know that there's a better way for me. And one of the greatest things in it is you stop giving a flying fuck about everyone else's interpretation of you as you are gaining your own fucking strength. And it's not from an egoic sense of like, fuck you, this is the way I am now, or you're not enlightened enough to understand, because spiritual ego is a bitch, and that's real as fuck too. It's not from either of those places. It's really from, okay, I'm not gonna play into this, but all because I'm not doesn't mean like I'm telling you or convincing you or trying to show you that this is better or this is another option for you. This is what works for me. While also discerning, hey, yo, I gotta make it in this fucking world. Like, no, do I believe in hustle culture? Fuck no. Hell the fuck no. Do I believe that trading time for a specific amount of money because that's your worth to them? No. You can go fuck yourself. And you also live in this world. Bills are due every damn month. Shit. You gotta eat every fucking day. We got shit to do. So I understand and I honor both sides of it. And it's definitely not a fuck the system type way. That's not it at all. Systems are in place for a reason. And my lifetime, I'm not meant to necessarily play into every system that is out there while keeping myself the fuck out of jail. But it's having the courage to say, I will not let you determine how I know and feel and I embody my whole self. Do I pay taxes? Obviously, yes. Do I know that jobs exist and, people have salaries and such? 100%. And the deconditioning is the fact that I'm not going to play into it in the sense that you alter how I see myself. You do not get to have that fucking power over me. And I think that is one of the largest freedoms that we get when we say, yeah, nah, fuck this. I don't want to play into that shit. I understand that this system exists, but you're not going to influence or have any say so as to how I feel about myself or honestly the next fucking person, because I'm existing as I need myself to exist. And it's very liberating. It's very freeing. It's very fulfilling for yourself. Can two things exist at once? More than can they? They do exist at more than two things exist at once. 100%. And you do not get to take away or impact who the fuck I am. This is simply a system. I am an experience. I get to experience the system and I get to have my own say-so in how I'm going to experience this. Am I going to be a victim of the system? No, I can't do that because, again, that's giving it power over what I think about myself or how I live my life. I'm not going to do that. But every day, I'm going to participate in this thing called life. It's the beauty of it. And then in Tantra, you also learn that there is no good or bad. You simply just experience life. But that's for another day. We will get into that. So I'm here to say there is deconditioning. Yes, absolutely. And the point of it, from my perspective, is you definitely don't need to have these embedded programs within you that ultimately result how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself, what are the expectations of yourself. Determine that for you while knowing that you can experience those programs. Think about it. Get some tea. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will be back next Thursday and we'll get into some more fun times. Thanks for tuning in and have a wonderful day.